Hello to viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. Today's New Year live stream. Hopefully audio and video is working and I'm waiting for incognito window to give me a feedback, and all the audience in the chat can also write yes AV for giving me confirmation that audio and video is working. So that will help me a lot. Once I get the confirmation, we'll start the show, so to say. Stream. Hopefully audio okay. As of now I do think audio and video is working, so we'll get ahead. Okay, so the first question is Viswas sir, you have a question that you are planning to buy espresso car and you are worried about AC performance. Let me be very clear, any car that does not have rear AC vent will suffer the same problem. It's not about the compressor not having power, it's just that if you actually make the AC full blast, the front area gets too cold and the rear does not get that cold. It will happen. That's why all luxury cars have actual rear AC vent, and for big SUVs they actually have a second compressor for the back. So it's one of those things. It's a cost cutting part. They cut cost to not have a rear AC vent and you will suffer that penalty. Does not matter which manufacturer. Okay, so it is one of those things that will happen. So if you are very sensitive, especially if you have to drive during daytime and very long drives, it does become an issue where it's like the back will not be very pleasant, because again, for short drive it does not matter, you just set it, air circulates, but for long time it will start to feel. So for long duration daytime driving, do try to look into a car that has a rear vent. Does not matter which brand, but it should have rear vent AC. Otherwise you will find that in India it's not very comfortable. So let that be very clear. It's not a brand specific issue. It's basically cost cutting, and there is a penalty for that cost cutting. So it is what it is. Okay, okay, AV, okay, cool, awesome. So today we are doing a live stream for New Year, basically. So how to get feedback loop for ourselves, give some formats. Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that. So 1 year is now over, so things have happened, and here's the deal. The first thing you have to understand, our brain technically knows what we need to do. Okay, so that's the ironic part about it. It's like this puppy knows everything what we need to do to get our life sorted, quote unquote. But problem is there are certain circuitries in here itself. It's fighting against it. For example, one of the most fundamental thing is that we do not enjoy things. We enjoy chasing that thing. For example, when I was like just starting on my channel and I was like crazy into watches and all that. Where the heck I put that watch? Oh yeah, here. I really fell in love with this watch. This is a very specific type of Timex watch that is very rare, very unique and very expensive, and I was like fell into that. Like this was such a big madness for me. It's like, okay, where can I buy it? Is it available? Originally I wanted to buy the black model. It was not available. Blue was available, and I was like literally considering having a friend bring it from Australia to me, because again that in Australia it was available. So it's one of those things that chasing this, I spent time, I watched a video, and again there's only 1 or 2 videos about this, so it is very rare. And again, if you search here for this watch, you will get my video itself. So it's a very rare watch. I liked it and I spent it. Heck, I bought another watch. I watched another watch because again, this one, the updated display came with this useless strap. Now the strap is good, but back in those days I used to wear watch 24/7, meaning it also went into bathrooms with me. So this did not like water. So even though this can last a very long time, the water does not work. So I needed some sort of this sort of strap. Problem is, because again I wear it 24/7, they generally crack and break out. So I bought this one thinking that I'm buying original high quality one. I wore it and it cracked. Then I bought another cheaper one to get the same strap. So again, here's the deal. What happened to it afterwards? Here's the deal. Once I actually got it, it's no longer there. Again, I had fun. I had a lot of enjoyment in the early days. Then it was just like meh. And again, from a technical point of view, I'm not happy with this watch simply because like whoever the engineer for this like really had bad product design. Where it's like, what if you put a vibration motor? It's like, what if you throw that away? What if you had a solar in this? Like this puppy consumes 1 battery per year almost. So I'm no longer using it. It's like it's done. And this one is my right now stopwatch that I use for my shots. That's why you will see me handling this in my shots. So it's one of those, while I was chasing, I was like, this is everything I'm thinking. I'm watching videos, I'm searching, I'm everything. And same happened with my G-Shock, Casio G-Shock Royal Oak. So it's an octagonal design. It's a good watch, no discussion about that. But I was like so invested into it. It's like, I'm gonna have this watch and I'm gonna modify it. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna replace the chapter, basically wherever you have that 11, 12, 13, 14, those are chapter markers. So those chapter marker I will replace with glow in the dark new day. I literally used international transition for getting that to India, because again, only one small time creator makes it in Indonesia. I did that for a watch, and again, videos is available. But here's what happened afterwards. It's like meh. So that chase was the fun part. After that, it's just like meh. You do you still need a stopwatch for YouTube Shorts when YouTube now allows 3-minute shorts? YouTube only allows 3-minute shorts in my main channel, which has 300k, not in this one. So again, from psychological point of view, it's much easier if I just talk for 1 minute. And again, I do not think unless your short is very attractive, people will watch for 3 minutes. So once the moment this English channel gets that 3-minute mark, or again, I'm not even sure that people may wanna have that 3-minute experience. So I'm doing that. So that's there. So it's one of those things that you have to understand as you get older. Is like chasing after something is far more fun than actually having the damn thing. Like even with this keyboard, I was like, okay, which keyboard I'm gonna have? I'm just like, is it gonna be double shot or not? Or is it gonna this or that? I'm like going all in. It's consuming my mind. Once I got it, it's like, okay, it's boring now. It's one of those things that inherent aspect of human nature itself. Chasing is the fun part. Getting is not. So somehow you have to put your life in such a way that every step is the next chasing. For example, when I was younger, I wanted to be 3D game artist. So everything was about that. Okay, figure out where you can go. Okay, I figured out how to go to Bangalore. I have to do study here, and then try to get a job. I was very lucky. I got my first job very early, very easily, almost like on a silver platter. And then I started doing and then started to get bored. Like again, I was like, this was my dream. Like literally, this was my dream, and I worked for it. I got it, and I was bored. And this is when I was like, what, 22 years old or something. So this happens. It will happen to everyone. You may be like, okay, I'm gonna work for this. I'm gonna make this. You would be shocked how quickly you can lose interest into it. You would be shocked. And again, when you are younger, you're like, no, he's not talking, because again, you have not achieved those big milestones. Be it sex, be it money, be it car, whatever have you. The chasing part is the fun part. The moment you get it, it's like, that's it. Like, trust me, it's one of those things. That's why, like, you have to design a life in such a way that you can savor these things. I'm reading right now my 6th book. So this year was the big shocking part. You always have to keep putting your life in such a way that you're always chasing something, and hopefully productive and positive things. So that's the very critical aspect. That's how you can make a meaningful progress in your life. Because here's the my life is surprisingly dynamic, meaning good things are really good, bad things are really bad. So how bad is bad? Well, imagine actually having a real life scenario where you can actually go to a prison. Not even like, maybe could be, no, this is a real world scenario. Your freedom could be infringed upon. And again, I have an actual court case. And again, it has upgraded. Like basically most cases start with district court level and generally gets finished at district court level. Mine has upgraded from district court to high court. So it's on a whole different level. But again, it's a very dynamic thing. So it's a bad thing. Now, okay, is it truly bad? Yes, factually, tangibly, even constitutionally, it's a bad thing. But here's the, what about good things? Last year as in like 2024, I also have some good things. For example, I was invited to Mumbai. Like, think in this way. If you had told Anupam Vipul that was working in a computer in 3D game studio, that somebody will willingly pay you, like, here's money, here's your tickets, here's your hotel rent, come. I would have laughed at you. Okay, it's like somebody's gonna do that. And it happened. Like, I had the luxury to go to Mumbai, stay in a very glorious hotel, and meet people that I was like enamored by. And I could not believe it. Like, it happened. Like, I met with a professor, I met with a lot of new CEOs, I met with Mirek, like all those things happened that I was just dreaming about, and it just happened. But here's the deal. Because my brain is so hell-bent on this court case, and again, it's very recent, so to say. So this, the good part, I've forgotten about it. So this is the whole core aspect for me, that I have to realize that I cannot take life seriously. Life, again, you die at the other end. Get over it. So it's one of those things, like, too much thinking about it does not mean anything. You just die at the other end. That's the first absolute fact. You have to come to peace with it. And you have to understand, chasing is the fun part. Getting it is not. So all those things allows you to recalibrate your life. And again, the reading through this many books is helping me to understand. Damn, these allergies. Hypothetically, if you want to build a new planet, a world, then electricity should be 50 hertz or 60 hertz. Is it good, or any new options? See, you can have any electricity, whatever you want to, as long as it's same over the planet. The problem is not as we have 50 or 60. The problem has we both. That's the problem. And again, if you have higher frequency, it has better advantage. For example, if you have 400 hertz, equipments become smaller. Compressor, transformers, basically motors and generators, everything becomes smaller. We use it for basically aircraft parts, and your EV vehicles are generally high frequency, 400 or 800 hertz. When you are talking about a mean, like, AC induction motor that you are running your house, 50 hertz will be bigger, bit bigger than 60 hertz. And again, even if you do not change the size, the RPM will change. Transformer does get affected a little bit, so to say. But it's one of those things. Does that make a very big difference? No. Like, if you really want to have let's say abundance of material, but you do want to like, sparse population, abundance of material, I will reduce the frequency even lower. Like, because again, it will keep working, but if you have lower frequency, the benefit is you can send it much farther. The frequency skin effect would be reduced. Transformer motors will become huge, but again, you are talking about another planet, so let's say about Mars, you will have VFDs and all that. So that can be a system. Pramod Khanna, hi to you. Fun Fabe, message redacted. Okay, I am BSc physics student. There are no makerspace in my area. So Sarji, there is anything that I can do at least to increase my skills? Absolutely, makers. If you are BSc, so I think you have few friends. Some of them will be at least interested in this, and try to make a community, so to say. Like, find a place. Let's say anyone who has a house, has unused garage or something like that. A physical place would be good. Like, try to establish your own. And if you are in a big city, there are a lot of options there. If you are in small cities, then it's a big issue, but it can be done. Like, you can build it. Again, doing it in yourself, problem is that you will get bored and you will stop doing it. If you have a lot of people going there, not lot as in like hundreds, as in like even 5-6 people, so you have a lot of interaction, lot of conjuring of this idea, mixing of the ideas, it will have a positive impact. So try to work out with your friends. It's like, hey, let's do something to actually do that. Again, I do not expect majority of your students to be interested, but at least some would be. So you only need few to get it started. So are masks like N95 effective in filtering air pollution in places like Delhi? I do not know. I have to ask my brother, and my expectation would be like it will be able to filter out pollen and large particles, but I do not think it will be able to filter out gases. I don't think gas separation happens in N95. So that's up to you. Okay. Interest कैसे बनाए रहे? Interest, yeah, that's the most difficult part. How the heck you keep sure that your interest remains the same? It's not. It's like, that's the hard part. Like, that is genuinely hard part. Like, no matter, like, for example, when I was reading this book, this was the first book. Like, it was like, oh, can I read the book? Like, because again, I'm not a very academic in any expectation, and my English, Hindi. Practically speaking, I cannot read or write. Practically speaking, so the fact that I actually tried to do this, it was very fun. But here's the deal: there were times where I'm like reading my 4th or 5th book. I'm like, it becomes boring. Like, you chase it. It's awesome. It's like, whoa, I'm actually like reading it 2 times, like in the morning and in the afternoon. And then I, at some point, I like lost interest. I was like, meh, who cares? But again, I made an effort that every morning I'll try to read at least 1 line or 1 page. And again, once I get into the groove, I do read a lot more often than that. So, N95 is going to be useful in Delhi. Okay, according to my brother, N95 is going to be useful, so I should wear it. So that's there. Yeah. So again, it happens. It's one of those things. You will lose interest into things. So why are you losing interest? That's the deep question. You do not just like lose interest. It's like, is it boring? It could also happen. Another aspect is your perspective have changed. So boring, one type of boring would be like, you are tired. Like, you are working and you're tired, that's a different thing. Versus like actually being bored, like actually unable to do work. That time look for some rest and like, some refreshing burnout, so to say. That's a different kind of thing. And if you're just completely done, like even if you go into a break and come back and you do not want to do, then you are completely burnt. At that point, welcome to life. That's the grind part of life. And again, if you have very good determination, you can grind through this stage where you are like, interest is gone, like just gone, like there is no interest coming back, and you can still grind. There is a very good chance you're going to make something useful in your life of yourself. Like I'm not talking in terms of other things, but in yourself, you should be able to do that. Tech burner watch controversy. I have no context what you're talking about, so I do apologize. Interest. You can see the lost interest in mobile phone nowadays. No one cares. Yeah, see, another aspect, like once you actually have it, it's like, okay, now everybody has it. It's a new world. That part has gone. Smartphone is just a black brick now. It's just a black brick. So at this point in time, it's so everybody has it that it's just like, oh, I have a weak battery life. Other than that, there is nothing significant about it. So that's there. Tech burner watch control. I have no idea. Yeah, boy. Your thoughts on how I trifold? Yeah, it's a good concept, but it's not ready for prime time. It's a what you call flagship. Not flagship. Pardon me. Halo product. It's basically built to, so like it's built to attract people to like, hey, this company, this forum is actually clever, actually capable of doing things. It's basically same reason Audi makes a Audi R8. R8 is like not a practical or economical thing to do for them, but they do it because it's a Halo product. Halo products marketing is a very big thing. Again, that's the same reason why Samsung makes Samsung Fold. So it's one of those things where it's like, do that. You look slim. Do you weight loss? No, my weight has not lost, but I have been stuck at the same weight for quite some time. Which again, I would take it's a good thing. It's not that bad. Bangladesh had the title of country of year. Only, I think this is joke of the year. I do not know who you're talking about and like who gave them the title and regarding what. So like there is a lot of context missing. So in background, your case is sucking. Yeah, that's truly part. Again, I have to make peace with it. This is very important concept from this book and this book. Basically, this one is very important. It's like the case, yes, when it happens, when I'm actually there, when I'm actually traveling, yeah, for that one day, it should be really miserable because again, it's a miserable experience. Okay, cool, awesome. But here's the deal. Why after that it's bothering me? Because this is bothering me. Not the actual thing. It is what it is. But because my mind just keeps crunching on it, I'm stuck. I'm basically making my life own miserable. And concepts from this book is very critical aspect of it. It's like you have to reach a point where it's like, I don't give a damn about it. Like you have to. Now again, there has to be certain thing you give a damn about. Like, no, this is important. I give a damn. Again, for me, for my career, for my knowledge and the things I'm learning, I have to give a damn about it. It's like, no, I have to learn. I have to pay attention to it. I have to like really care about it. Okay, that's cool, awesome. But other things, I really need to reach a point where I just keep deleting it. It's just like, open up your taskbar and keep ending process. I have to do that. And that's what I've learned. Like again, going through so many books, like this was first book, very good. I do recommend it. Second book was recommended to me, not something that I will recommend a lot, but you will understand women's perspective if you read it. So there is a very unique dynamic there. You may find it useful. Don't recommend it, but may find it useful. This one, a very deep book, but like again, trying to implement what it teaches is very difficult. It's like a genuinely hard thing to do because there's a lot of memes about this. I did not even knew that was a real thing. Is that men have the ability to turn off this part, like just turn off, like put it in standby, the blank boxes, they say. I had no idea that was a real thing. I thought it was a joke. But like I had a moment like few days ago, just for a few instants, just blanked. My brain just like blanked, nothing. I was not thinking a single thing. And it was like, damn, I could have reached a point where I have peace here. And again, this book was talking about it. It's like we are our worst enemy. So this book is also very helpful for a lot of people. And again, I was reading this in quotes, so to say. So yeah, it's it had and there was a moment when I was in court, and there is a exercise like in this book. There are a lot of small thought experiments. So there was this exercise is like, okay, how will you filter this water? Like somebody gives you a dirty water, how you filter it? That's on one page. You go to second page, and like you they ask you, it's like, hey, think about it like few seconds. I'm like, okay, what if I boil it? What if I do this and all that? And then he says at the other end, it's like, okay, all of you would have thought about boiling it, doing this and that, and A, B, C. But how many would have thought, okay, just let it be? Water will fundamentally settle out. I was like, damn. Like, basically, this was the biggest whoa moment for me from this book. Like, damn. So, that was the third book. This became the fourth book. This became the fifth book, so to say. Now, again, this is from a younger writer, so I think writer is younger than me. So sometimes it does feel a bit lightweight, but there are some serious essence here. Like some serious essence is there. So I would not recommend wholeheartedly, but it has some snippets of good stuff. So that's there. Now, another book I'm reading right now, that's much heavier than this. Like, I think that's one of the most heaviest one. But it is what it is. And again, even this whole idea that Anupam Vipul is a person who makes money and spends money on buying freaking books by himself and reads it by himself. No code, no what you call, teacher, no exam. I do it willingly. I would have laughed at you if you had told me this, I will do that in 20s. However, let that be very clear. When I was in artist phase, 3D game art, I did used to watch, there is like, because again, for traveling reasons, I used to travel very early on to get lightweight bus, as in like empty bus. And there was a senior who also used to do the same thing. Again, for some reason, he used to travel very early on. And we used to have like, this is the building, and in rooftop, we had the lunch area. So in lunch area, breakfast will also be served. So we all went there, and he used to read in the sunlight in the very early morning, very early, and like 7 maybe. So I used to see that, and that time, because I was traveling for 1 to 2 hours, so I did used to hear audiobooks. That was the time when I was like consuming audiobooks like there is no tomorrow. So I do think it was a good progression going from audiobooks to physical books. So things change. Right? Like, there was a point where I was downloading audiobooks left and right, I'm gonna watch it, and then it got boring. It happens. It's one of those things that it will happen. So, it's like we are our own biggest hassle, so to say, and we have to work with ourselves. That's the whole point. Like, I'm stuck in what we call surviving mode rather than being thriving mode. Yes, my life is messy, but it's good. It's interesting. It's fundamentally interesting. It's like, imagine if you, my life was made into a movie. Like people say, no, like, imagine what if you just poofed yourself, like you died, and then it's like somebody has to write a story about you. It's like, I am 32 years old, and there's a lot of stuff that happened in my life, good, bad, all of it. It's like, it's rich. My life is not monotonous. It's like, oh, he did this, became this, it's this. No, it's like very dynamic. It's like, at no point you will know, oh, this will happen, oh, that will happen, oh, that will happen. It's like, so I'm living the life that I actually wanted. It's just that I'm not enjoying it. Like, and again, that's on me. Yes, court case is messy and all that, but it's on me. I have to accept it. Where it's like, hey, court case is just one day, or whatever happens. It's in the future. I have to live in the present. So these sort of things are very eye-opening, so to say. No member chats only here. Yeah, in English there is only very few audience, so I do not need to do audience only. N95 is good, but long-term mask uses of mask is not recommended. I do not know. China plan to build the largest dam on Brahmaputra. Your views, I guess, it's not a really good news for northeast states. What India can do counter this? No, India cannot do anything tangible to counter the river, but they can do a lot of rainwater harvesting, a lot of basically downstream. We can do a lot of things like basically rainwater harvesting, increasing the river depth so a boil off goes down, and make sure that we do not put sewage into the water. Basically water recycling, basically filtering the sewage water, that will be the biggest step. Rainwater harvesting second. That will delay the frustration for longer. So those are things that we can do. Mama said, what do you mean by long term? Is it recommended long as you breathe in a context where you are in Delhi like air pollution, or COVID like pandemic? Yeah, my brother is asking a very important question. How was your Xmas? Ironically, nothing. Did not even do. I just got an important message, email on that day, but nothing happened. This is also another aspect. Is like, Again, this is my mistake. Again, from childhood also, I never enjoyed things where it's like, oh, this is Diwali, enjoy it. It's like, I never did that. It's like, no, you have to put effort into enjoying it. Like, you have to work. And so it's one of those things. It's like, it's a birthday. It does not mean anything as in like just birthday. It's like, you have to enjoy it. Like, you have to take a break, you have to go, you have to travel. Then only then you can remember. It's like, this was a good thing to do. So yeah, things are interesting. Sir, I feel regret that my parents did not invest or save money in 2010s. Now I have to struggle because of no savings. See, that's out of your control. You cannot worry about it. It's out of your control. You have to let it go, and you just have to make sure that you do the better. And here's the deal. This is one of the most humane part about life. Life is unfair to everyone. It's just how it is unfair. That's the different part. For example, I have a very solid, hushed, pushed, tandurust friend, and he's like very good, like in health wise. I was so envious of that. It's like, damn, dude, you got good health. And one day he calls up. He's like, yeah, I have sugar. I'm like, what the hell, Muro? He's the same age as me, same age. And I'm like, I freaked out so much that I stopped eating sugar. Like, I literally stopped eating rasgulla at night, like just because I was so freaked out. And here's the deal. Everything is fine. Like, his body is like fine, muscles good, everything's sorted. But physiologically, his body is like, nope. Like a bad sugar case, like not like mild sugar, no, bad, like a really freaking bad, like take care of this now or you will be poofed kind of bad. So life is unfair to all of us, all of us. It's just how, that's the different part. So you have to let it go. Like, you have to just, whatever your parents did, they did. You have to accept it. It happened. It's in the past. You do what you can do with it. Like, it is what it is. Not every parent will be wise enough to like, okay, I have a child, now I'm gonna make a SIP so I can keep saving up little by little, so it's life would be a bit easier. Again, some others parents have very different kind of thinking. It's like, I'm gonna take care of your education, after that you go YOLO on it. So again, different people have different kind of, and that's the whole point of life. Life would not be worth living if everything was very predictable, very safe. We crave safety, but actually no. Like, think it this way. What do people in rich nations do? Thrill sports, because again, life is too safe. So it's one of those things. Most of the US from which ranked countries are giving it based of growth, development. I don't know, they're doing visas. Okay, see, again, GDP could rise, other reasons and all that. Things happen. Okay. Thinking of saying you're using single mask for long-term mask should be changed after a long period. Please make a video on current efforts of government increasing population, Japan, Korea, Russia. Does it work? No, it does not work. Ironically, it does not work. It's basically, once man loses faith in the system, there is no reason for man to suffer. Again, let me be very clear. This is the most honest thing I'm going to tell you. Life is suffering for everyone. Okay? Let that be very clear. Life is suffering. Only question is it worth or not? Okay, you want a worthy suffering. For example, let's say every day I do my best to go in the evening and there is a flyover, I walk around it. So again, it's suffering. Yeah, I have to go, I have to put some effort, I will sweat. But why I'm doing that? Again, so my health remains good. It's a suffering that is giving me something. The same goes with SIP. I'm saving, let's say, a little bit, let's say 1,000 rupees, very little. Does that matter? Again, I could spend that on eating something good or like do that. And again, I do that on birthdays and all that, but I can spend it, put it in SIP, brick by brick, day by day, year by year, and that becomes a return. Again, suffering, but again, it was worthy. So that's the balancing act of life itself. There is nothing more than that. Like, and again, in case of all the population collapsed country, aka 150 countries, they broke men. Basically, they fired missile on the fundamental building block of marriage, and they're like, okay, what if women can get married and divorce and still enjoy the benefits of marriage? It's like, the yuff. Basically, marriages are only done for money, and they are like, okay, but that was the whole point. Like, woman gives you her fertility basically and youth in the early days, and you give her security in her old age. Like, that's how it works. Like, it's a fundamental transition. Again, you may be like, okay, it's very crude and all that, but that's factual reality of it. And they're like, what if she does not? It's like, then what's the point? And again, they did all of that, and now you cannot undo it. Now the woman will like, no, we will not accept it. It's like, okay, then die. Like, it's done. It's done. It's not going to change. It's like done. They did it. Done. They cannot fix it now. Like, you cannot expect women to go back to life where it's like, oh, now I have to actually suffer. It's like, yeah, suffering was always there. You just change the suffering from useful suffering to useless suffering. Now it's like, what the hell that means? That think in this way. Why the hell our fathers worked their ass off? Why the heck their grandfather worked their ass off? If you ever thought the answer was like, oh, the money and all that, no, it was for the family. No one is stupid enough. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have a boss yelling at me 24 into 7 into 365 until freaking my bones fall off. Because again, money, like, it has no value. Like, you will be far comfortable, far more enjoyable life if you just like, hey, I only work as much as I need. Like what you call let it rot movement. It's like, I only work as much as I need. But why don't? Because again, they are working for their children, they are working for their family. That's why they were working. Now, women did, it's like, okay, I'm gonna work. Okay, cool, awesome. But who are you working for? At first generation, no, the woman is like magical creature that has 48 hours per day and they can do like, full job work and full housework, which I'm like, what kind of quantum weed we were smoking? But again, they thought that was the Gen 1 feminism. And in India, it was very well demonstrated in magazines where they had women like this, like, goddess poses, where it's like one side, every household item, like, okay, let me put it this way. Yeah. So, okay, here. Yeah. One side would be like all household items. Another side would be, no, yeah. Another side would be completely office like laptop and calendars and all that. So that was the Mark 1 stupidity, where it's like, no, women can do everything. Basically, they were 200% creature. They can do everything a man can do and everything a woman can do. And turns out it was a freaking lie. Evolution does not work that way. If a man were that redundant and that useless, nature would have been like Control-Shift-Deleted us long ago. But again, they did believe into that. So now, run that clock, run that stupidity. They are right now where it's like, no, I want independent, I do not want children. I'm not even joking, not joking at all. This has been said by a real woman, willingly, knowingly, not under any influence, is that being pregnant is worse than death. Not even joking. So now she has suffering. Again, she has to work, still she has to work. Only difference is like now she works for no one. That's the worst kind of suffering. And again, you can see that the first batch of Chinese feminist women are now entering what we call retirement age. And now they're like, yeah, I'm unmarried, I do not have a children, and all of that, like, my high status, all my money means nothing. I suffered, right? You do suffer. You have to suffer in marriage or you have to suffer in alone itself. But it did not lead to anything. You did not had anything that has what like 2 plus 2 equal 22. So that's the whole point. Life is suffering. It's just that, is it worth or not? That's the only question you have to ask. Now, again, not everything has to be in for future. Something you have to balance it out. You cannot be like, okay, I'm going to suffer 24 into 7 right now, then I'm going to have fun at a later age. That does not work. You have to mix it up. Because again, you do not know when is the later. You could just go tomorrow and poof, earthquake, you dead. So you have to be a bit more reasonable. And again, that's what broke. Like when I say about family unit, that's what they did. It's like they converted women's suffering into oppression. It's like, no, you had to suffer. There is no what you call getting around it or alternate, or like it has to be this way. And again, you can, here's a simple solution. How do we test things, right? You run the simulation, right? You let it go. You're just like, okay. Like for example, how do we know that building dams will destroy the river? We built it. We tested it. We have data. We have satellite data. So we got this. We good. So that's how you do it. Like every country that implemented this sort of stupid ideas, where they converted women's basically suffering into oppression, and they gave them men as a target. It's like, no, men are the reason. It's like, even though India was freaking oppressed by a woman queen, we are the freaking the bad ones. And then it's like, okay, now you're suffering for no one. And again, once men reach that point where it's like, okay, so I'm suffering just for suffering's sake. Yeah, no. Once men cross that threshold, family has no value at that point. And again, every country implemented so many laws. It's like, it's hilarious. It's like, you really want to delete yourself from the planet. Like, you really want to delete. But they did. It's like, what can I do? Mohammed says, nothing happens when not hamper oxygen transfer, only particulates and smog and moisture. Moisture also? I thought water molecules would be bigger. Oh, okay. Droplets would be bigger. Okay. At what age you became an artist? I'm not that kind of artist. I cannot draw and things of that nature. It's just that after class 12, I studied art and I became a 3D game artist. Okay, black mind in spirituality is called Siddham or enlightenment. Yeah, that's the truest enlightenment that I can give you from 32 years of experience of life, is that life is suffering. It's just the only thing you can wish for is that it's a worthy suffering. Basically, it's the same thing, like going to the gym, working out, it's like sweating and frustrating yourself. It gives you a worthy goal. Same way, like I worked my ass off to make my YouTube channel, and again, I got recognition for this. I got even a plaque. I have a plaque. 100K plaque. All of that is all my suffering gave me something. The only time that did not work was the reason why I have a freaking court case. So, yeah, so that's the whole point. Today is my birthday, but I'm not able to enjoy lol. See, you have to enjoy it by yourself. It's one of those things. It's like, trust me, don't be like me, don't learn from this. It's like, just go out, just travel outside, just travel. Just don't do anything, just like, okay, just tell your parents, like, hey, I'm gonna come back at like 9, whatever have you, just walk, okay, take a walk, just, and eat dosa or something, eat whatever you can do, okay, just do something. No, you are asking at what age I became an atheist. I think from very early on. I never had very religious, what you call, tonality to myself, so to say. Long-term users means how long? Daily basis, all the time, what will happen? Do you think discipline is based on reason and rational, or is it non-rational mask of principle, considering productive consequences in long run? Basically, we cannot complain, we just have to accept it and solve it. That's bingo. That's the bingo part. That's the bingo part. Long term, okay. Okay. Any updates regarding Atul Shah case? In the 2 days topic was like every other. Yeah, because they have blocked it now. The government has basically they are asking all the agencies to quote a memory hole it. Basically, down rank everything. So it's one of those things. Again, I have no idea. Till this day, I have no idea why the heck this case became so viral, so to say. It just resonated for some reason. Again, there was other also. There was one guy who did live, like he did a live stream where he just like poofed himself. So I have no idea why the heck this case became so. And again, he also had the same thing. So, and again, that's why I say go to family court near you to see the facts. This is life, nothing is free, you have to lose something to get something. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Can we say something life like gym? Can we say that life is like gym? Yeah, you can. Why do you think freedom of speech only exists in America? Our Indian constitution also freedom of speech? No, it's not. In any religious context, you cannot say it. Flat out, you cannot. And even against, and again, it's a one thing to have it in written law versus having actual practiced it. In India, we do not practice it. And again, YouTubers were being beaten by actual gundas, literally, because they were making videos about babas. You do that in America, which again, people have tried. A whole country goes after your ass. If you cannot do that, but again, that does happen in India. So that's why I'm saying, like, and again, even UK, what they are doing is like beyond messed up. So this one thing you have to understand, on paper, every country, oh, we are doing this. In real life, that's why America has like, attract so much talent. It's like they actually practice what they preach. Can we say live? Okay. Can you make a basic tutorial video on Blender software, like working principle and any free software generates money, etc? No, that's not my. That's beyond my understanding. Nature is cruel, but no wants to accept it or try to bypass laws. Yeah. It's again when you were young, I was young. We all think what it's like. I want comfortable life. It's like no, you want a burden that you can carry. Basically, you want problems to solve. Again, the Mumbai experience. Let's just say, would that have same sort of wow factor if my life was not miserable? No, hell no. It will like meh. Like think in this way, like imagine you are so rich and you are actually traveling everywhere, and then somebody calls you to Mumbai. It's like. Right? It's one of those things. It's like I have very high contrast in my life. Like good is very good, bad is very bad. And again, that's a good thing. But I have to mature to a point where I can truly, internally, I understand from a what you call logical point of view, not from emotional point of view. I'm not there yet. I'm trying to because I really need to find that my blank box. I want to put my brain there and just like delete, disable all freaking background tasks, just blank. Let's see. Maybe mostly, but evolution will find a way or something always works. No, see, when I'm saying population extension, I'm talking about 150 countries. There are still 50 countries left. There are like again, all religions that became dumb like that, they will die. There are other religions also. And again, there is one African country. Again, I really should have remembered the name of the freaking country itself. It's in Africa, I think. They are removing the property law. It's like, no, you cannot marry and then just like, okay, I'm going to unmarry and take his asset. It's like, no. Just no, flat out, on a fundamental level. Again, I'm not sure they have implemented it, but that was like they were very clear about it. It's like all women are wanting money. And again, if you give someone temptation, that's a very dangerous thing. Like it's playing with fire. It's like, how about you don't play with fire? How about that? How about that? Now, again, from my personal ethics point of view, it's like I do not give a damn about law, because yes, somebody has to pull the trigger. Again, who is doing that? So that's my ethics. But again, a lot of people have this idea that women genuinely, because again, if you do not give them the consequences, they will not evolve to a point where it's like, I cannot just like poof, I cannot just file fake cases because there is no consequences. They are not evolving. They're like, oh, I am destroying my own future, not someone else's, my own. That's why, like, there are a lot of YouTube videos right now of Chinese women did this whole thing. Like, they are first batch of leftover women, as they call it. It's like, I'm career, I have success, everything, and they have nothing. They suffered, but they have nothing. So sometimes he explains stuff related to family and population growth. But do we need marriage for increasing population? As you say, we both know sex not decreasing. No, it is decreasing. Like every country metrics is detecting. Like people are not having as much as they used to, flat out. And again, there are a lot of things, reason behind it. First, like it's one of those things you think you want it. Once you get it, it's like not that interesting. It's like it's chasing the interesting part. Like, if you go to a town and you're like, okay, where is there? I can find it, pay for it, and all that. You will be like, you'll have fun. The chasing part will be fun. Once you actually do it, it's like either you have to do it again for your biological reasons, or it's just like meh. So it's not as what you call enlightened as you think. Okay. Okay. What do you think about XAI? Again, AI, I'm just burnt out of it. It's pointless. So is your opinion a future of our country? Frankly asking, yeah, we are poofed, man. Again, I told you, count 90 years from 1984. That will be when our population inversion will happen. You have explained very well example change once point. I've seen the documentary. I've seen, there's no documentary, just videos, a lot of videos about that. I've not seen documentary. Maybe on Japanese woman, maybe. People think tough, but don't know being alone is also. No, being alone for men is not that tough. For men. Because yes, deal, there are a lot of men who have actually done this, like, okay, but they do it with humility. It's not like, I need no man. It's like, no, I'm letting it go. Like, there is a bit of humility that once you have that humility, the tough decisions that you have to make, it's not made on delusion. So you can endure it far better. Again, there's like, I'm pretty sure almost all of you would have seen that. That became viral. Like, it's like, you never married. It's like, yeah, I never married. It's like, and again, he's talking like, I don't have gray hair. He had gray hairs. He's just like, not in that regard. I've seen many of my friends getting divorced and all that. And he's like very humble about it. It was like, I did this because, again, whatever my reasons was, I made this as a sacrifice. Again, another suffering willingly. Basically, if I see suffering, which you go through in divorce court, then I'm like, okay, I'm going to take suffering of walking this life alone. That's a worthy price. So for men, and again, even go back to centuries, men always have the idea of like being monk. Every religion has that. Every religion, every culture has idea of monks. Everyone. Russia have overpopulation problem, but birth rate is not. Russia does not have overpopulation. Who gave you that idea? Putin is paying like a lot of money if a Russian woman has 8 kids. They're like really what, after 3 to 1 nanometer chip, are there any advanced on photonics chips or other technologies consumer will use? No, most likely we'll keep using electronics for a long while, and photonics will not be smaller. Photonics are much larger, because again, if it's an infrared laser, that's 1400 nanometers. That's not 4 nanometers, 1400 nanometers. The only reason why would you want to use photonics is simply because it's faster. Basically, instead of running in gigahertz, it runs in terahertz. It's exponentially faster. So that's why people want to use it. But again, do I expect that to be used in mobile phone? Likelihood is very low. But I can easily see that replacing your desktop and your servers backend, because again, the size constraint is not such a big deal. But again, normal electronics will be there, and again, we can keep other things are there that will allow us to improve the efficiency and compute performance. Tech bro, I can say, okay. Going married in 25, huge dowry taken. Don't need to read my comment. Guess I did not know where did you read it. It's like super engine. I genuinely cannot see your comment. Anyway, That the comment I saw. But again, women are equal, men are equals. See, equal, define equal. Like when you say equal, what does that mean? Equal as in like, is hydrogen, oxygen to equal? No. But are they equal parts in water? Absolutely. And are they physically equal? Hell no. Oxygen is much bigger molecule than water, hydrogen, so to say. But why? Because again, if you remove oxygen, it's no longer water. It's a fire gas that goes boom. And again, same goes with oxygen. It's no longer a life-giving substance. It goes boom. Again, you mix them, now you have a 50-50 component, meaning you cannot change one of that. That's the whole point of men and women being equal. Are they equal? Absolutely. Are we same? Hell no. But I do want to watch a lot of Olympics where men keep punching women and getting gold medal. I really want to watch that. Did happen in 2024. Let's say, what would be the next year? 2028, right? 2028. Let's, come on people, we can do this. We can do this. That's all point. I'm from Hindi channel saying hi. I'm excited to see court case free and unforgivable. Again, I have a feeling it will take few years, and let's see what happens. One solution proposal. Again, Vishnu saying you are very childish. I keep telling you that people are not having X as much as you think you do. Nobody is doing it. It's like. In certain ways, like many people are protesting against Israel war crimes in Palestine. They were arrested and they were paved the way of communist takeover by destroying the democracy. See, it's it's a messy scenario no matter how you look at it. And again, having protest and getting arrested, that's like Mark 1. That's how it should be. There are high corruption, there are low freedom of speech. Yeah, that's also there. Happy New Year, yes sir. Happy New Year. Your older brother is also married. Does he also agree with your marriage things? Again, he married very long ago. Very different world. Very different world. And again, it's his life, his choice, his suffering, not mine. What are your views on heavy rains in December and in North India? Yeah, that was a very weird thing. But again, weather cycles are completely changed, completely messed up because of this, what you call, I think Pramod Kandre tech burner watch controversy. I think you keep repeating this line. I've said it. I'm not going to cover it. I do not know anything about it. And this is the another reason why in Hindi channel I have to make members only. I keep repeating same thing. It's like, even though I told you, like in the very early on, it's like I do not know anything about this controversy. Anyway. Tech burner was like, okay. What's your heavy rain? Okay, and several farm sizes are not a problem. You can see photonics here. Server farm, yeah, definitely. They will benefit from the higher speed. Your thoughts on future power system, solar, microgrid, smart grid? I have detailed videos on that, man. Detailed videos. CRP 125 all can be presented by huge. People are now using their hands instead of doing channel. Yeah, that's the whole point. If you can't afford subscription, wait an hour and visit English channel. Lol. Yeah, but you have to understand English now. So it's not as just simple as that. Oh, I can watch in English. Again, all my things are in English also. But even my video, that pre-release video, the same thing applies here. Members get to see those videos before a week early, so to say. Tracking time. I don't want to spam by repeating. Tracking time. How do you? Okay. Yeah, that slid by. Is just saying that darkest guy iska affairs his content are bad looking, so he just roasted him for everyone laughed and his laughing his female parts. Yeah, I've seen, dude, I was there. Like, I'm this far away from the judge, basically where you are. And judge was saying things. If he has said that to a woman, he would be poofed. Mahila Ayog will literally fire missiles at his ass. Like, he will be hanged. But he said things, like cruel things, that could not have been said and should not have been said in court of law. But he did, like, because of, so again, I do not give a damn about this country anymore. It's like I'm seeing the truth of it. It's like these people, like around how many district courts are there? Let's say 650, and each court will have few judges, and let's say 33 states, so high courts, that many high court, one Supreme Court. So let's give or take let's say conservatively 2000 judges are there. They cannot be touched by, there is no law regulation on them. So they can be as, like again, the one of the most painful thing I saw was this judge, again the video is available on YouTube. Like this person was having a case that was dragging on for 15 years and judge says, I'm not even joking, this is in the video, is like, Abhi judge busy is like, you know, we are busy right now, we'll see when we get time. It's like, that's for 15 years. And I was like, these people are the reason why we have to go poof. Hindus have to go poof. We cannot exist. If we are this cruel, we are this corrupted, nature is deleting us. It's like, I do not have to fight anymore. It's like, yeah, there is nothing worth saving in this civilization. It's like, just delete it. It's like, just like, let nature run its course. It's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah. ठीक है. Time management, again, time management I'm no longer doing as much. It's just I have segments. It's like in the morning I'll try to read few pages. I'll do the basically thumbnail and presentation, and then the second half after eating lunch I'll do a video recording, and again that only works sometimes. Nowadays I've been very sloppy, again partly because of my health, partly because I'm like psychologically very noisy, so that's also there. Okay, daily tracker is just like I have 5 kilowatts solar. The max I got is 3.9 in summer peak. Yeah, that will happen because panels would be overheated. So look into the panels graph, whichever manufacturer, they will have a different temperature. 25 degrees Celsius, that is the reading you are reading. And then look into like what would be 70 degrees Celsius. That's India's panel. And you're like, okay, why the panel would be hotter than air temperature? It absorbs light and is surrounded by 2 insulator glass. So energy goes in, does not radiate as quickly as possible. So it heats up very quickly. So that's there. I like a girl, she my classmate, she looks innocent, she's topper in my class, good study. Should I just destroy both of our lives? What the hell, man? Let things go, man. Okay, please look at some questions like okay, sure. Only of normal the other list. Yeah. Other religion also, Christianity is also not doing well. They are also very under going poof at very high rates. I finally comes to my GFO operation does not people resources blah blah blah. Thanks to before. Which is the best country as per law, environment, meaning, population, better standards of living? Maybe Qatar. Maybe. Again, at this point, I no longer care. It's just like, okay, go for it. Sorry, convinces. If you are done with this country, then move abroad. Again, if I get the money, I will do that. Which city in India do you think truly stands out as the best place to live? Again, I have not lived in many places. I've traveled a lot, but I have not lived into many places. Is Oba happy married? Again, that's his life, his choice, his answer, not mine. How would I know? And again, there are certain questions you never ask. Why? Because here's the deal. People will not give you honest answer. So you never ask about that. Like you know, you never ask about like a woman's age, a man's salary. Those are sort of things. You do not ask. You do not. Oh, I think somebody donated. The first time would be in for English channel. Why not other religions proof Hindu? Because they did not have marriage laws like us. We have Hindu Marriage Act. So that's there. Okay, so first English channel. Priyansh Yadav, you have donated 10 rupees. Thank you so much. However, you did not send a remark. You have just sent using Paytm UPI. I do think Paytm's remark does travel to Bheem, so I have no idea why you did not do that. As I could never trying to move to EU nation. You can try to do so. To destroy our lives in context, I should not confront. Like I have no context. Like you are going in very spicy territory, so I will not follow that because our movement is. Government, yeah. See, once you you know, like the worst word for someone life is you deserve. Like here's the deal. If somebody says like they are seeing you hardworking and they say like you deserve better, no, that's cool. But once you say yourself, I deserve, yeah, you destroyed yourself. You destroyed yourself. That's why like in our own religion we have this saying like karm kiye ja phal ki chinta mat kar. It's like do your work and don't worry about the payment of it. Let gods worry about the payment. And that's a very important thing, because the moment you're like, no, I'm doing this and it's like, why am I not getting paid? It's like, this is the whole reason why this whole marriage unit fall apart. Survived for thousands of years because women started telling one core lie. It's like marriage is unpaid labor. No, it's paid. It's just payment is done in barter system, as in you get a house. Like let's assume normal traditional marriage. What does a woman get? Now, like according to feminists, nothing. In real life, she gets a place to stay. That is her place. She comes in, like there is no question asked. She is the one who has the house. She gets the house. Okay. Food. Okay. She has to cook the food. Cool. Awesome. But here's the deal. A single woman also has to cook the food. And here's the problematic part. She has to cook it in very quickly compared to a woman that's just cooking food. So she has to cook the food. But here's the, where do you get the resources? The gas, the utensils, the basically food, all of that. Like add all of that And then you're like, oh, a single person has to pay all of that, and you're like, oh, why women do not want to work like 9 to 6, 24 into 7 into 365? It's like, it's painful. So that lie that marriage is unpaid labor for women, it's like that. No, it's a shared sacrifice. Both party, husband and wife, both sacrifice. And you're like, okay, her is more, man is less. You can keep fighting on that and both will be destroyed if you do that. You have to just accept it is what it is. Again, you can try to balance it out, and people do. But if you try to match it on paper, yeah, you will destroy the whole component. And again, every country that tried to do it, poof, dead. So choice is yours. Fundamentally, that lie, that core lie. And again, I've seen judges like, she's also like leaving her household. Again, she's only doing it because it's profitable. If it's not profitable, government should ban marriage. It's like, oh, the woman is leaving her home. No, it's acting. We also do the same thing. Like, we also leave house for our, better employment and all that. Nobody cries about it. It's like, it is what it is. We accept it. It's just acting, and it's like, it's like, it's just acting. It's like, and again, why is she doing that? Like, think in this way. Either A, women have no brain. B, it's actually beneficial to do so. Take a pick. These personal question ask these questions on this special channel. Colonize other planet. Again, that can be colonized. It's not a scientific issue, it's other things. How many tube lights today? No, I have just every light turned on. I will buy another tube light. I will try to buy a bit warm light tube light. So there is a bit of contrast, and I'll see what I can do about that. 3000 watt solar panel, 20,000 rupees government subsidies. Okay. Okay, which again message retracted. How many tube lights today? WDA Western Digital Essence 2 TB good for long term data storage. I already have MDisk SSD for secondary storage. Again, SSDs are not put and forget. If you store data on them, you keep maintaining it. Basically, you keep checking for bit rot and keep copying it to new SSD when it starts to degrade. It's not put and forget. We don't have put and forget for common people. So that's there. Our ancestors burned themselves to ease our life, but we destroyed us for nothing. Yeah, that's the whole point. All these women, again, that's why I'm saying, like, look into them. It's like, they're like, yeah, we thought everything would be nice. It's like, that's the whole point. This is men's value. It starts from 0, goes to high. Women's is completely opposite to that. It starts very high, goes to 0. That's the whole point. That's why the crossover is there. Like, here's the another aspect, like, men don't respect women. Here's the rich men don't. Especially the men, like, think in this way. If you are already a man, okay, you already figured out your education, you figured out your job, you figured out your house, you have everything, like, what modern woman is asking before getting married. Let that be, before getting married, she's like, I need this. Once you actually have acquired that, now you get the woman, you will never respect her. Why? It's like, bhai, wo to mere paas pehle se hi hai. It's like, I already got this. Now compare that to our parental generation. When they were getting married, they had almost nothing. It's like nothing. It's very young. It's like, now you struggle, now you suffer, now you build a mutual respect. Money cannot buy respect. Beauty cannot buy respect. So it's like, yeah, she was there when I had nothing. That's a priceless, respect part. That's the part, like, that allows you to endure the old age. Because again, men can, younger age women have like lot of choices. Older age men have lot of choices. But again, both of them have to sacrifice. Women sacrifices first, then men sacrifices later. And that's how the world remains stable. And you're like, what if a woman, her own father will take, let's say, 50 years to have a paid house, home, and cars and all that. A lot of people did that. Like, this was a normal thing for many people. It's like, we got the first car when retirement happened. A lot of people did that. And again, we did so much in your education that barely now we have paid off this asset and all that. But again, now you're asking that, like, to a dude who's just starting. So it is one of those things. Okay, if Lawrence is on there. Salman Khan is very happy. Who's unmarried? Salman Khan is also very happy. Who's married? I do not know. It's like these celebrities things are like, just let it go. Celebrities, like, so much chaos around them. Nice, like, and again, it's a very chaotic world ecosystem for them. So yeah, if law and order is good, then how much time the case takes approx as you're suffering for a long time? Again, in my case, the most frustrating part was like the mediation after mediation after mediation. That was like, again, it's not even in the law, but again, judges are like, I'm God, so I can do whatever I want. That was frustrating. I subscribed yesterday from a Raspberry video. What kind of channel is this? Again, it has a lot of things. Science to technology, and again, my videos have logic. Live streams are whatever chat asks. So I will come to your English channel live stream because only here I can interact with you without any membership, because I'm just here. I have no money to buy membership. Fine. Which country will you move to if you have the freedom to go anywhere? Once I have the money, then I'll sort it out. How much time do we have left for global warming? I do not know. Today was a live stream. I'm a trainer, so I'm living for my career. Okay, we're going. Delhi government is giving loan to learn abroad. I think it's not a good idea for country. What's your opinion? That's a very spicy topic, and something very spicy is happening with Vikram Ramasamy, I think his name, and Elon Musk and Trump. There's a lot of spice going on right now. My job is not giving us in my server NAS till now 2 hard drives bit rotted. How the heck you have bit rot in marked 2018? How? Basically, the server did not have a good operating system that was checking for bit rot. That's a very dangerous thing. And that, again, that's why I said build your own goddamn thing. True NAS. From Twitter, I'm focused on my career and I won't be buying membership. Okay, cool. Since car is already moving, why can't we just change half the battery while other half is powered instead of braking to change? Wouldn't give unlimited range. How would you change the battery while the car is moving? It's like, come on. Read 90 Ultra. I used to follow news, politics very deeply. This party, that party, election, hulululu. Now I'm tired of this nonsense getting paid. I'm not getting paid by either BJP or Congress. Why should I text her? Bingo. That's the whole point. That is the whole point. This is the most important thing you have to learn. It's like, if you're not paying me, I ain't got time for worrying about it. It's like, as simple as that. But again, you should have a job in abroad. Hold on. Oh, it was a message, same thing. You're talking about immigration contest. Yeah. We can learn that. What is that visa? N1 visa, I think. It is what. Okay, look at the time. It's freaking 1 hour. One small note. I finally bought the power brick that I was talking about. This is this power brick, and I will see how it works out. It's made in India, so I think at least assembled in India. The shell is metal. That's the good part. The reason why I bought this one is because of this puppy. Basically, there is this one circuit board made by one vendor, one IC and all that, and MI is using that for, like, again, they have like very cheap, 2,000 rupees. This is 2,500, I think. So not that big of a price, but all of the ports are the same. It's like one male, one USB-C. It's like, that's not good enough anymore. I have chargers that have USB-C. I have cables that have USB-C to C. So I do no longer want that A. So C to C was very rare, and there was like one Samsung one, but it was super expensive. So this was the best compromise I could find. And again, these two are supposed to be in and out. Meaning, if I'm charging my phone from USB-C to USB-C cable, I should be able to use USB-C to USB-C, charge it at the same time. And again, this is a completely new system. Oh, lovely power bank. Hope. Oh, you did not watch the Hindi channel, I think. Maga didn't even want legal. No. See, you have to understand, from ethics point of view, immigration has been used as a very bad tool. For example, a company will get a worker from India and pay them very less and trap them into, basically, for the role you are doing. Let's say you are doing full stack integration. For that role, American engineer will ask, let's say, 10,000, and you will pay Indian one $8,000. But again, it's a bigger money in Indian currency, so it's like they are happy to. When they come here, they are fully locked into that ecosystem, because again, your visa is locked by the company. So now you cannot do anything. They can overwork the hell out of you, and you have to deal with it. So that's the exploitation. Another penalty of that is, like, Indian education is much cheaper than American education. Now here's the funny thing: American education is paid by American taxpayer. So you pay for a very expensive education, you get a very expensive education, you cannot get a job because company wants to pay, pay some foreign worker very cheap amount of money. So you are losing on both ends. So basically now you have a debt, the student who have like very expensive debt, and they cannot pay off because company is like, hey, why should I pay the fair wage for this guy, for this education ecosystem? And then, like, instead of paying American, what if I pay Indian? and they are doing that. So it's not like a legal or illegal kind of thing. Illegal is a very big issue. That's a different thing. That should not have gotten this bad as it got. Somebody smoked too much left weed. Again, that's why I said you should never be left or right. You should always be in center, and based on the circumstances, adjust to it. So the idea is, if they keep giving 1 lakh N1 visa, I think that's the number, 100,000 N1 visa per year, or 10,000, whatever the number was, huge, per year. That means over time you are literally making sure that no American born who studied in American expensive education system can get a job, because again, they will not be a cost competitive, and even if they accepted a job at low paying, they will not be able to survive, because again, their student loan will kill them. So it's not just black and white, or this or that. It's a very messy situation. H1B visa, bro. H1B visa. Can I add able to use SSD with mobile enclosures? For what? Anyway, 1 hour is up, so now it's time to. Sorry, I didn't my question correctly. I said charge, not change. I do not know. Change. Charge. SSD changing, I don't get it. Okay. Use NVMe SSD possible with enclosure. Yeah, I think you can do that. Okay, anyways, it was a very interesting live stream. It kind of went very hot, and things went well fun. So let's close this. Bye. I will see you guys. Well, I will be traveling on one. So next week, hopefully. Bye.